Yo, what is going on, guys? It's Shine Persinger here, and I'm just going to create a quick video because I was already writing this just for a typical conversation in my house, and I just figured, like, why not be recorded while I discuss this situation, because, you know, I feel like the people that know me are missing out on a lot of Cheyenne energy. This is typical Cheyenne here, but I don't actually do this in public, so I figured why not. Okay. But what's on this whiteboard is what I was discussing with a friend because he was going through a relationship situation. He said he was feeling lonely. He said him and his woman broke up after several months, going on a year, and he felt very lonely. He felt like after their breakup, he just felt empty inside. And immediately I was just pushed to share some information with him because I've been in a similar situation, and I actually wrote a very long, I'll show you right here. I wrote a very long little article that I'll share with you guys here in a bit that discusses how I personally handle the situation on my own. Right here. It's a pretty long little article right there, as you guys can see. Very long. But what this article talks about is when I've personally felt lonely. You know, loneliness comes from a sense of not having received the love that you're looking to receive. So even in a relationship, even without a breakup, we can feel lonely. We feel lonely when we realize that we're not receiving the love that we wanted to receive. You can do the most for your partner. You can give them everything. You can spend money on them. You can spend your time on them. You can write them poetry and letters and fill them up with so much love, but they may not always give you that love back, and it can make you feel lonely. It can make you feel empty, like you're not receiving love. But in reality, what you're not receiving is your true self. Okay, so think back to a time when you were like 11 or 12 years old. Did you feel lonely before you ever had a relationship? You probably didn't. So what happens is we're convinced that a relationship is the goal of life, to have the perfect lover, and they will make you feel fulfilled. You know, but then you go out there and you find someone, and when you give your all to that person, guess who you're losing? You're losing yourself, and you're thinking this person is going to be your other half, and you get cut off. So I just wanted to discuss this whiteboard real quick. I'm going to definitely post maybe this article in the caption of the YouTube video if it fits. I'm not sure how long you can have a video or a statement in your comment section or your bio or your description, but we'll see what we can do. Anyways, this is who we are in our physical body. So what got me out of my depressive state, what got me out of my lonely state, is realizing that I read in a book, it says there's three parts of our spirit. There's the observer, the observation, and the process of observation. So there's the person that's standing right here, the physical person. You're seeing the world around you. You're seeing the events take place. And then you got the event itself that you are seeing, and then you got the whole groundwork of which everything is unfolding. In other words, there's the dreamer, the dream, and the wisher, the grantor of the wishes. So in a sense, when you feel lonely, what you're actually feeling is the dreamer. So let's say I'm a dreamer. I dream, I wish my boyfriend can fill me. I wish he will do this and this for me so I can feel happy about myself. I hope he gives me flowers today. That is the dreamer. That's the physical self. Your second self is the grantor of the wishes. And this is obviously the groundwork where everything takes place. This is all inclusive. So that's the three states of consciousness, the three states of mind that we have. And when you're stuck in one of them, that's what causes the loneliness, okay? So I'm not sure if you're following along with this. This sounds like a crazy person. If I sound crazy to you, you can probably just end this video because, you know, I did a lot of self-studying to get here, so gotta catch up. But anyway, so this is where we are right now. This is your third self, your most dense form of humanity. This is your most dense human state. This is your physical body. So there's three states of my consciousness right now. The first state is just purity. It's just infinite potential. This is where everyone begins. Everything comes out of this all-inclusive form of infinite potential. Anything can happen here. A bird can be created, a house, a car, a plane, a cat, a dog, a human being. Anything and everything has this all-inclusive self-awareness. That's who we originally are, is we came out of, universe or God. God is whoever you want him to be. For me, God is everything and anything. It's infinite potential. So we come from God, and then we go into a conscious mind. This is our frontal lobe. This is the part of our consciousness that is absorbing new information, gathering information, and using it to evolve as an individual. So as you know, in your life, you've experienced things, and because of those experiences, you've gathered the knowledge, and you know what not to do in the future. You've become a new person because you know that you shouldn't do this same thing twice. You know that based on your knowledge of all the books you've read, you can become a better person. This is your conscious mind. It's a very non-biased, non-reflexive, meditative state that's very still, and this is who you find when you meditate. This is the person that you become when you're very still and non-judgmental. And it's a more broad viewpoint, very broad and very expansive, because it's not identifying labels. It just is. It's just happy. So it's focused. It's a viewpoint though. It's not all inclusive, because this second self has a mission to develop the third self. Now the third self, like I said, is the physical body, the physical form. This self is very reactive. It's also the reactive mind. So if someone slaps you and you slap them back, you're acting as just a physical body. You're responding to the environment as just the most dense version of yourself. So this is the part of you that's responding to stimuli constantly. When you see someone on the street that looks like a bum and you're like, ew, he's disgusting, he's a bum, you're acting as a very judgmental, reactive, physical human being that's judging other people based off of their third form as well. So this is a very dense form of your consciousness. This is the lowest dimension that you can be in as a human. And when you're only here, when you are only aware of your physical world, this is when you're lonely. You're lonely when you're stuck right here. You're lonely because all you can see is your own knowledge. You can only see your own judgments and labels and analysis of the world around you. So if you see an ugly person, you're like, he's ugly. If someone tells you that you have to have big boobs, you judge people based on their boob size. You judge people based off their financial status. You based your whole life on the physical world. And it's a very dense, physical, unconscious state to be stuck in. So when you meditate and you stop being so reactive, you stop being so judgmental, you stop reacting to the stimuli, you become a conscious mind that then consciously evolves the physical self. This is what self-development is all about. It's about becoming the conscious mind and using your conscious mind to fill up your physical self to give you new habits. Okay, because the physical self is addicted to dopamine. It's addicted to pleasure. That's where porn addiction comes from. That's where cigarette smoking, alcoholism, that's where all of these bad habits come from, because the physical body is addicted to chemicals, addicted to pleasure. So when you come over here, you're conscious and you can create yourself. So the only reason why I wrote this on the board was because I got inspired. I was telling Adrian about the 3 states of mind. Obviously the wisher, the wish, and the grantor of the wishes. This is the wisher, this is the wish, this is the grantor of the wishes. This is your infinite potential. You can have, do, or be anything when you're aware of this. This is the wish. This is the conscious mind creating the wish, and this is the person that's wishing all the time. So if you're right here and you are upset about a relationship, you're upset about a situation in your life, it's because you're constantly wishing and wishing and wishing. You wish things can get better, and you wish things can get better, and you think that there's a physical reason for everything. And sometimes it's not physical, it's actually more energetic and complicated than you expect it to be. So you have to get past the physical body and get into the conscious mind and start granting your own wishes. You have to connect to your own spirit. You have to connect to your own infinite potential. You can grant all of your wishes if you would move past this and get to this state. This is your most dense state. So it starts with this. This is your first self, second self, and then third self. This is your most dense, least powerful form. This form can only carry out actions. This form can plan actions, and this form can generate results. So you have to get past this and cut deep into these two states. Let these two intertwine, and then results will come through here. So that's what this video is all about, getting past your physical form, getting past the reactions, the judgments, the responses to your stimuli, getting past the wishing and begging and pleading for your life to change, and creating a still, conscious mind that uses its consciousness, its broad viewpoint, its non-judgmental, non-biased state of being to create a future for yourself based on the wish. You have to create the wish and connect to your infinite potential to create your future. And if you want to, you can show them what I wrote on the board. And if I sound crazy again, skip the video. Don't listen to me. I'm just some crazy dude. So, okay, go ahead. That's it. That's all I have to say. Can they see the green at the bottom? Because I know that the green is pretty bright. This is a typical day in my household. I'm pretty crazy. Don't mind me. I'll list the article that I wrote at the description. If it doesn't fit in the description, I'll put my email there, and definitely send me an email, and I'll email it to you. It'll be part of my book, of course, that I'm coming out with.